So, fear and compassion in Las Vegas. I just got back from Las Vegas yesterday. I was at the Thrive 2017 Mastermind Conference, and it was so amazing, so beautiful. I had a lot of breakthroughs learning about, conscious entrepreneurship and making money matter. Shout out to Cole and his wife. That is an amazing event, highly recommended. But as you've by now, of course, found out, unless you live under a rock, the Las Vegas incident, the shooting, is just so indicative of our times. And I mean that in the sense that a lot's happening in the world. And so I perceive a lot of fear happening in the world. And I wanted to talk a little bit about my understanding of fear and experiencing it, being in Las Vegas, very close to the Strip when this was happening, as well as compassion, and how both compassion for myself and even compassion for a murderer allows me to live a free life and stay in my flow and in gratitude and still go out in the world without fear. So basically, guys, it was pretty crazy. And shout out to Ricky and Adam, my boys. We were having an amazing event. We had just finished the conference, finished working it. We're about to go out, actually. We weren't on the Strip, but we were thinking about going on the Strip, and we'd even been invited. That was the craziest part. We were this close to going out. And we were fortunate because we were going to eat. We ran into someone we've been talking to. He had just Ubered back and had actually heard the shots. So he immediately told us, whoa, dude, this is crazy. Do not go out. What's going on? This was even before it was on the news. And so long story short, going through the night, no one knowing what's actually going on before the news is coming on. It's on Twitter and stuff. A lot of fear is being generated. It's how many are dead? There's 8 hotels that have been attacked. This has happened. This has happened. A lot of fear. I was watching it spread like a contagion, both in my own mind and around my friends, and then out in the casino. And I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. And I remembered lessons from being in very fearful situations before that you can't give in to fear. You can't let fear win. When you're in fear, your lower mind activates, your survival mind. You go into fight or flight, sympathetic nervous system, and your vision starts narrowing, and you start having negative ideation, and your behavior becomes about separation. You don't turn to people for support. You don't share love. You start to go inward and become very much like a cornered animal. And I was watching this kind of spread in people, and the way we got through that night was making sure that we were safe, set up, away from the ground floor of the hotel, in our hotel room, and we just shared presence and brotherhood and stayed in that love, that compassionate state, so we didn't give into the large amount of fear that was happening. And so I'm not saying lower your awareness or ignore the fear, just the opposite. Be so aware of it and be aware of your surroundings, know who your friends are, have your community, but also have the awareness that staying in a fear state is very limiting, and it can be very dangerous because you're not yourself. And so, yeah, I feel that all the people that lost their loved ones and all the people that are injured or are injured right now, I pray for their swift healing and their families, all love and compassion to them. The lesson I learned from the experience is how much more I love life, being that close to it, and feeling that although fear is very real, like in Dune, I allow the fear to pass through me. I will not hold to the fear and stay in that mindset. And that's where that compassion comes in. Having compassion, having so much compassion for those that choose to hurt others, and also for yourself, and the fear that you experience and the actions that you took that maybe you're not proud of. Having compassion for that.
I have a question, actually.
Yeah. What's up?
So what would you say the role of fear is in our lives then?
The role of fear?
Mm-hmm.
This is Melissa, by the way. Say hi, Melissa.
What's up, guys?
We're in our beautiful home right now in the war room. I think fear definitely has a purpose. So in an ancestral environment, and even today, if a car is rushing towards you, fear in your body and your nervous system and your mind gives you that necessary energy that's it's quick and it's whoa. Because it's keeping you alive. Your physical body and your life is preserved. It's self-preservation. Fear is a very real and powerful instinct that's in all organisms. However, the fear that the fear my girlfriend's gonna leave me, or the fear I'm gonna lose my job, or the fear that people won't like me when I go out. These are fears that are no longer serving us at this higher level of mind and in this modern world. These kind of fears can be paralyzing. And I even believe the news itself, get everybody safe, spread a message, like give information to the collective so we can all be aligned, but then talking about a violent event for a week straight and endlessly repeating the footage and the people, I don't see that as very useful. And to me, that could be like fear spreading. I know Ryan feels strongly about this one.
Yeah, fear is actually one of my favorite subjects, and I was just sitting there thinking about it, and I've pondered this many times with people about why is the news so negative? Why is it like all this, like, it's always violence, it's always like what's the worst things happening, and then they might sprinkle some of the good things.
Some of the good stuff.
I used to ask myself, why is that? Like, oh, the news just wants us to all be fucked up. It's like it's a conspiracy. I'm like, no, but why is it? People love watching this, and even myself, I sometimes get drawn to these intense like videos.
Replaying the trauma.
Yeah. And I was asking myself why, and it's like, you know what? Fear, once, like, you know, maybe 10,000 years ago, or when fear was a very direct message for action. It was like, this something needs to happen right now, and therefore, of course, fear would have the strongest attention in the body, because it's like,
it had to get
fear,
priority.
It had to get priority.
Had
to.
So
naturally, the news knows that when they put on fearful things,
it's gonna get attention.
It's gonna get more attention. It's this crazy game.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy, guys. To keep the note a little lighter here, the best social media titles that get the most clicks gonna hit the fear circuit. Attention. Maybe you clicked on this video because you saw fear in the video, and then you saw Las Vegas and you lined it up. I don't know. Anyway, that was my piece on like fear and the power of compassion, and also deleting fear with your mindset. Realizing the purpose of fear, becoming safe in your body, but allowing that energy to pass through you, because in my experience, holding the fear will destroy you. It's like holding a coal.
Absolutely.
And it burns and it destroys others too around you.
An internal grenade.
I felt that actually for a quick second, the morning when I saw that, and I knew you were in Vegas. I had this quick moment of just like a quick adrenaline rush, because I was like, and like, but then I read that it was at a country music concert. Like, Kevin wouldn't be at a country music, but still, I could have let that fear like really own my day, but it didn't. But hearing from you actually, man, felt really good, dude. And I'm glad that you're here, man. I'd be a mess without you, man.
I know. That was the awakening for me. It was feeling all the love of people concerned about me, and maybe even seeing and sensing more fear in them than I had even experienced. And I was like, wow,
I'm sure.
It's crazy how it just travels like that through the network. Wow. So fear is a big topic, very powerful. It's something we all share in the human experience. This has been my piece. I send love to all the families and all the people affected by this. And I wish you swift healing and compassion, that you can heal your hearts and forgive and live that beautiful, joyful life.
We got a bomb real quick from Dan. You got a few really cool comments if you want to get into it. But Dan just dropped something rad.
Heatherly?
Yeah.
My boy, what's up, dude? The amygdala will pick out the thing in the room that it perceives as a threat to keep you alive. We remember that over everything else. That's why you remember the bad news.
Yeah.
Wow.
The amygdala. That's the one.
There's some neuroscience for you. Yeah. Wow. Glad everybody's safe. Yeah. Daniel says the media is an emotional vampire. They want to control and manipulate you through their fear energy they attempt to create. I think that's on the far edge of the theory, but I think there's elements of that for sure.
And Daniel, that's what I used to kind of like. I got more into that. Like, is there some kind of intentionality here? And there very may well be.
Totally.
But it's also just this natural thing. It gets more views. Yeah.
It is. Anderson says it's the most difficult thing to do to avoid negative people when they get too attached to you, because you allowed them in because of your circumstances. And I assume you mean there about like people in a fear mindset, and this is actually very true, which we've talked about a lot. Who are your 5 people in your life? You become the sum of them.
Yep.
Your 5 people need to be in like a very loving, very abundant, creative, progressive momentum mindset. If they are in a fear mindset, maybe like a good conversation, a drop-in with them, or realization that maybe this is not someone you want to be around all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Actually, that's one of the things when I have people that are maybe
Kyle Lipton says, "What up, Ryan?"
Oh shit, what's up, Kyle? Speaking of Kyle, man, Kyle actually tremendously helped me with a fear moment I was having a couple days ago. Dropped in on a call with him and Daniel Raphael, and like really got to some of some fears I was having, and that's an example of having great friends who are there for you when you need them, but they also know you're not the kind of person who's constantly bringing negative energy to because that there becomes this boundary. You're like, whoa, why are you always in trauma? Why are you always into shit? You know, and it's
so
like you gotta also have your guard up for those kind of people. Love them, serve them, but having them in your five, not
powerful.
Don't be an emotional trash can, guys.
Whoa, emotional
Ian
trash.
Eisenman reflected
Yes,
that.
yes.
It's been very powerful.
Emotional trash can.
That's beautiful. Sharon, praying for peace. Yes, Sharon. Maybe all pray for peace. You said something else. The Bible says, be not afraid. Letting go of fear is powerful. Be not afraid, for I am with you. I'm familiar. That's pretty powerful. Like, be not afraid. It's not about like get rid of fear. It's like it's a state of being.
Like
like be not afraid. Like that might be a sutra right there.
It's also a practice too. I mean,
it
you
is
can
a
literally
practice.
meditate your way out of fear. You can go, I see you, fear thought. It's cool. Thanks for attempting to protect me. I'm fine. Release.
Whoa.
And then it'll come back.
Wow.
Release.
As you said that, like practicing fear, I just realized like maybe one of the best ways to practice fear is the kind of work we're involved in.
Yes.
And so we're actually going to have an opportunity to do this at the end of the month in October, guys. We got Malibu Point Doom. We have
Malibu
a house.
Mansion. A Mystic Misfit Malibu Mansion.
Okay, wow, all those M's. We're going to have a mansion, guys, where we're going to literally go in. It's Fear and Masks. Next quarterly quest. It's all about fear. But this is like a social mask fear that you're going to go into first. Then we're going to go to Azusa. You're going to jump off a bridge and face physical fear. Love you, fam.